Greetings and welcome to Leadership Edge. Today we're discussing the leadership superpower, or I should say super behavior, empathy. I'm Dr. Chavonne Stewart, and I am glad to be your host today. If this is your first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please go out and check out our first 3 episodes. They are located on our YouTube channel, Dr. Chavonne Stewart. I encourage you also to subscribe to our channel. That way, when we post videos, you'll be the first one to know because you'll receive that notification. And so I'm excited to have you here. I just want to let you know that these topics are an extension from my January newsletter, and we were talking about owning your leadership voice. And I felt the need to just continue with the subject to really talk about the strategies that we identify in more depth. What I've learned through my studies as an educator and just looking at women in general, sometimes we struggle to own our voice. And I wanted to provide you with some strategies on how to do so in the workplace, in the ministry, as well as your home. Preferably by the end of this episode, you will have 5 practical ways to lead with empathy and create a thriving team culture, or just create a good culture within your home, within the ministry as well. But before I get into our topic today, I must recognize Black History Month. I celebrate Black history, or I should say, I celebrate all history 365. I know in this nation and across the world, we try to designate certain months for certain things. But when you think about history, history is always taking place. When January ended, that put whatever happened in January in a historical level. So I want to celebrate Black history every day of the year. And the one thing I'm going to do that I've been doing differently this month is I have been recognizing those unsung heroes that we don't hear about in the news. We know about Michelle Obama. We know about Condoleezza Rice. We know about Mary McLeod Bethune's. We know about Ida B. Wells. Those are people and women that we're learning about more regularly than ever. But I'm here to tell you there are so many unsung heroes that have had a great impact on Black history like never before. And that's what I have been doing for this month of February, recognizing those unsung heroes, those African American women who have paved the way for people not only like myself, but for others who may be tuning in into this video. And today it is my pleasure to recognize Annie Turnbull Malone. Miss Turnbull Malone resonated in my heart. Why? Because she's a pioneering entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur and philanthropist. That's my goal, to be a philanthropist. She revolutionized Black hair care industry in the early 1900s, right along with Madam C.J. Walker, which is a hero that we know about. We don't hear about Miss Malone. She was born in 1869 in Illinois, and she developed a passion for hair health and chemistry, creating a line of scalp treatments in her famous hair grower to help Black women navigate beauty standards in a segregated society. In 1902, she founded Poro College in Missouri, a groundbreaking cosmetology school that trained thousands of Black women as Poro agents, providing them with financial independence. I got to stop right here, guys, because not only am I an educator, but by trade, I am a master cosmetologist, and I am a second generation cosmetologist because my grandmother was also a cosmetologist. And guess what, guys? She went to Poro Beauty College here in Atlanta, Georgia. And so when I learned about this, I said, yes, I have got to represent and represent well. So Miss Malone, I want to say thank you. Poro College also served as a hub for Black businesses and organizations, reinforcing Ms. Malone's legacy as a trailblazer in beauty, business, and economic empowerment. I'm here to tell you guys the narrative that they try to portray on TV about Black women and Black success. Oh, we have done some phenomenal things. Don't second guess yourself. I'm here to tell you. Thank you so much, Miss Malone, for paving the way for someone like me, a young girl from the South who, by standards, would have never made it the way she has. But it took people like Miss Malone, it took women like my mom and my grandmothers who were strong women, who were hardworking women, who wanted more, and they strived and they went after the things that they want. So, Miss Malone, we salute you in this month. Thank you for being an entrepreneur and a philanthropist. Let's go into our topic today. Empathy, empathy, empathy. Is that an area where you struggle with when you're leading people? Do you struggle with showing empathy? There's nothing wrong with being assertive in our leadership. There's nothing wrong with showing a little aggression in our leadership. But are you able to be empathetic in your leadership? So, why does empathetic leadership matter? Empathetic leadership impacts on a team morale and productivity. So, maybe you are working for a company, say Ford Motor Company, and you're managing the assembly line. If you can keep the morale of the team going, you're able to put out the product a lot faster. Productivity is key. When you have product out there, you have consumers who can buy product, then that brings in finances and profits within the company. Leaders who show empathy create teams that feel valued, heard, and motivated. Here we go again with that voice. Are you able to show empathy in your team meetings? Do you open up the door for the voices of your team members to be heard? Do you take some of the decision when you're making your decisions? Do you take some of the thoughts and ideas that they've said and implement those within that decision making process? That's a way when they can feel valued. Here's an engagement prompt I want to share with you. In the comments, I just want to see what you have to say. If you believe empathy is a game changer in leadership, think about your leadership environment. Think about your leaders. If you work a job, maybe you're not in a management position, but you have someone who's over you, supervising you. Think about them. Do they show empathy towards you? Do they show compassion towards you? Make a comment. Let me know. So, how do we lead with empathy? Well, here's the strategies I'm going to share with you today in this video. And I encourage you to listen to the strategies, take them down. If you don't have a journal, you can go to our website. You can download a journal from the website to take notes in. And I want to encourage you as a leader to take these strategies and implement them in your day-to-day operations. Strategy number one, be present and actively listen. Active listening is important. Being present. People need to feel like you're there. They don't need to feel like they're on Earth and you're on Mars. Maintain eye contact. Nod and summarize concerns. That's what active listening is about. You're looking at them eye to eye. You're making nods like I'm doing. You can go back and summarize what they've said. So here's an example. Say you said, well, I've been frustrated with how such and such doesn't come in and do their work on time. You go back and tell them, well, it sounds like you're feeling a little frustrated about the fact that your teammates are not doing what they should be doing. That's showing them you're listening. Ask yourself, and I want you to ask yourself and make a comment below. Have you ever felt like you just weren't heard at the job? Like you saying all these different things, you might be the one that's more vocal in the meeting, but you still feel like the supervisor, that manager's not listening. I want you to comment below. I want to hear your thoughts. Strategy number two, recognize and validate challenges. Acknowledge the hardships, even if you can't immediately solve them. It's okay. Be transparent with your people. Let them know, I understand this is challenging for you, or I understand this is a challenging time for you, but I'm doing all I can to come up with the best solutions to help the situation. That's reassuring the team member that you care. That's showing empathy. Strategy number three, I want you to foster psychological safety. Encourage open dialogue. Make sure you give the time and the effort for the team to be able to really express themselves and to where they don't feel vulnerable in the process. But open dialogue allows them to be vulnerable. It's okay to be vulnerable when they feel comfortable in certain situations and certain spaces. Let them know you face challenges too. And here's how you've navigated them. That helps the team, that motivates the team, that empowers the team. So I encourage you to do a call to action. Create that safe space. Encourage that open communication with your team. Let them know this is a safe space when you come in. I have a colleague, when we come into his office, he's quick to say, if you say, I got something to share with you, I need to talk to someone, he'll say, come on in. This is a safe space. So we know that when we go in there, we're okay with what we share. We can be vulnerable. And that's what your team needs to hear and know. Strategy number four, provide flexibility and support. Offer work-life balance solutions where possible. Ask your team, how often do you exercise? Do you walk? Encourage them. Say, hey, you get 2 15-minute breaks a day. I encourage you to take a walk at least on one of those 15 minutes. And while you're walking, don't worry about nothing on the job. Even in your walk, maybe you could play solitaire while you're walking and you on your phone. Just something to give them an opportunity to digress so that they can reset and they can come back in and then they can tackle whatever work that they have to do for the day. Ask them also, how can we adjust your workload to help you succeed? Because when the team succeeds, the company succeeds. And we want to make sure that all levels within the organization is reaching their goals so that there's success in the process. Strategy number 5, celebrate the wins, big or small. Toot the horns of your people, pat them on the back. Find out what they like. You may have a colleague or a team member. This person loves Starbucks, or this person loves Waffle House if you're from the South, or this person may love McDonald's French fries, whatever the case may be. Celebrate their wins. Surprise them with a $5 gift card to some place that they enjoy going to. Recognize their recognition fuels their motivation. When you recognize them, oh my goodness, it shifts their whole personality when they're recognized. Shout them out in the meeting, say such and such did great. And whatever it's going to take to empower and motivate the team. What's one win you would like to celebrate today? I encourage you to drop me a comment in the box. Maybe it was something that happened to you 2 weeks ago and you're still reeling from it. Share it. I want to know. Because when you share your wins, it motivates you internally. Because one thing about motivation, yes, we love when others motivate and empower us, but we have to know how to motivate ourselves. Prime example, my hobby that I'm learning how to do, and I've been doing it now for the last 6 to 8 months, is learning how to play pickleball. And each time I go in there, I go in with the mindset of, I want to do better than I did the last time. Now, sometimes I have good days and I have bad days. But today I had a great day because my backswing hitting the ball, I was hitting those balls and it was going over the net like it should, but it was staying in bounds. And that's what's key. Or I was hitting it to the point where the next person couldn't hit it right, which scored a point. So that was not only a win that I achieved, I celebrated myself for it and I gave myself a pat on the back. And it's helping me with work-life balance because of all the tasks and the things that I'm responsible for. I need an outlet, and we all do. So let me wrap up this call to you today. I hope that you feel empowered. I hope that leading with empathy is something that you feel is of a value and that you're going to implement it in your workspace. So, how do we do that? Let me clearly tell you. First and foremost, empathy in leadership fosters trust, motivation, and resilience. So, what strategy resonated with you most? I encourage you to write it down. Drop me a comment. Let me know which strategy resonated with you most. Let's go over the strategies one more time. Strategy 1, it says be present and actively listen. Strategy 2, recognize and validate your challenges. Strategy 3, foster psychological safety. And strategy 4, provide flexibility and support, that work-life balance solution. Strategy 5, celebrate the wins and the big or small, doesn't matter. If you implement 3 of the 5, you'll see change within your organization. I encourage you to like and share this video. I encourage you to subscribe to this video. And I look forward to you joining me on the next episode of Leadership Edge. And if you want to connect with Dr. Chavonne, I encourage you right now to follow me on social media at Global Leadership Techniques. You can find Global Leadership Techniques on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Also, if you are looking for a coach, I am the one for you. I am a life, career, and business coach. Are you looking to shift things in your personal life? Are you looking for career change or career elevation? Are you beginning or want to start a business if you've never been in a business before? I am the coach you need to connect with. My goal is to help you recognize what's stopping you from becoming unstoppable. And a lot of times our goals, we have them, we have dreams, but we don't know how to put those dreams into action. And I'm the one for you. I encourage you, click on the link below to schedule your Become Unstoppable Discovery call. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I pray that you have a blessed week.